My dear friend, while I continued to organize the manuscripts entrusted to my care, I came across a text which, although it did not belong to the most ancient ages I usually study, seemed worthy of your attention. The manuscript clearly marked its time, the year 1620 of the 19th era of the world of Enoch. You may recall how the world appeared in those centuries. Enoch was not ruled by a single empire, but fractured into hundreds of nations, cities, and lordships, each struggling either to survive or to dominate the others. In that age, wars were not decided only by armies or fortresses. Many rulers tirelessly searched for ancient relics, weapons forged in forgotten times and capable of shifting the balance of entire conflicts. Whoever possessed a relic could win a war. Whoever possessed many could alter the destiny of the world. For this reason, entire brotherhoods of scholars, mercenaries, and zealots devoted their lives to seeking them. Among these organizations, there was one that the manuscript mentioned repeatedly, the Veda, a secret order that moved in the shadows, gathering knowledge and relics without ever revealing its true face. And in that same age, while men struggled to claim those ancient weapons, the chronicles also began to whisper of the return of the travelers, ancient immortal entities said to inhabit mortal bodies. It was in this restless world that the episode recorded in the text took place. The story began with a woman named Lyra. The manuscript described her as a dark elf who had been murdered by other relic hunters during an expedition. Yet death had not ended her story. Under circumstances the text did not fully explain, she had returned to life transformed into a forest dryad, a creature bound to the earth and to the roots of the world. After her rebirth, Lyra had begun a war of her own. She did not seek relics. She destroyed them. Anyone who possessed a relic, anyone who protected the secret of the travelers, became her enemy. Within a few months, warriors, rebels, and fanatics gathered around her cause. Together they crossed the continent, destroying hidden relic vaults and ancient sanctuaries. At her side traveled Carcassonne, a warrior of the Gwyndali's race, a reptilian people already fading from history in those days. The manuscript described him as her most loyal companion, and often as the voice that tried to temper the fury of the forest-born warrior. During one of these campaigns, Lyra and her followers reached Esmeralda Manor. That place was no ordinary fortress. Ancient chronicles described it as a center of alchemical study, built in an age so distant that no one any longer knew which dynasty had founded it. It was said that secrets and artifacts capable of shaping the fate of wars were kept within its walls. When Lyra arrived before its gates, someone awaited her. It was Elric, an ancient immortal alchemist and guardian of the manor. The manuscript portrayed him as a master of fire, a sorcerer who had crossed centuries without aging. At first, Lyra and Elric clashed. The chronicles recounted that roots rose at the command of the dryad, while the fire of the alchemist lit the sky above the towers. Yet the battle did not last long. At a certain moment, Elric studied the woman closely and said, "Within you I see something I believed, long lost." The manuscript explained that the alchemist had recognized in Lyra an echo of Gaia, a woman he had loved in a distant age. That memory changed the course of events. Elric did not destroy the dryad. Instead, he welcomed her into the manor and revealed a secret known to very few in the world. The armors of destiny, he said, were not merely suits of armor. Within them were sealed the objects of destiny, weapons forged by the great mage Alcashtor, Each object alone possessed the power to alter reality. United within the armors, they could bend fate itself. Elric explained that the secret order of the Veda had gathered these objects and hidden them, and that only by the narrowest margin had a powerful immortal failed to seize them. Before their conversation ended, the alchemist gave Lara several seeds capable of prolonging life, as though he had foreseen that time itself would soon become her enemy. But the calm of the manor did not last. The chronicles said that the sky darkened when Rock-Denum arrived. He was described as the most terrible of the Gwyndalis, a towering warrior armed with a great war axe. He did not come as a conqueror, but as a judge. When he saw Lara's gathered army, he cried out a single accusation. "Among you walks a traveler. Such power does not belong to mortals." Without waiting for an answer, he attacked. The battle that followed was devastating. Lara's followers were crushed, and the courtyard of the manor became a field of slaughter. Carcassonne faced Rock-Denum. The manuscript did not soften the truth. After a fierce struggle, the great Gwyndal warrior struck him down with his axe and tore him apart before the eyes of the army. Many others fell that day. Lyra's forces were nearly destroyed. Just as defeat seemed certain, another figure entered the field. The manuscript named him Abed Ta-Al. He was no ordinary man. He was a lich, an ancient and powerful undead being, dressed in elegant robes and speaking with the calm of one who had lived through centuries. Abed Ta-Al placed himself between Lyra and Rock-Denum and unleashed spells of formidable power. Their clash was brief but terrible. In the end, Rock-Denum, though not defeated, was forced to withdraw. Thus ended the account preserved in the manuscript. When silence returned to Esmeralda Manor, the place lay scarred by battle. Carcassonne's body lay among the fallen, and Lyra's army had been almost annihilated. Lyra remained standing among the ruins, the seeds Elric had given her clenched in her hand. And from that day onward, the manuscript wrote, "The armors of destiny became the center of a conflict that no longer concerned kingdoms and nations alone, but the balance between mortals and immortals themselves." Such was the end of the text. And I could not help but think, my dear friend, that what it recorded was not the end of a story. It was only the beginning of a far greater one. Yours devotedly,